Hello again, and welcome to day number 145. My name is Mary, and today's story is Chariots of Fire. There was constant war between Israel and Syria through all Elisha's life, and the king of Israel found Elisha a greater help than all his horses and chariots. Whenever the king of Syria told him his officers to attack the land of Israel, Elisha would send word to the king of Israel, saying, "Watch carefully that place and send men to guard it, for the Syrians are coming to attack it." When the Syrian army came to the place, they were sure to find it strongly guarded, so their soldiers could do nothing. This happened so many times that the king of Syria at least said to his nobles, "Someone is secretly helping the king of Israel by sending him word of all our plans. Won't anyone tell me who the traitor is?" And they said, "No one has made known your plans." Elisha, the prophet in Israel, tells the king of Israel everything you say. Then the king of Syria said, "Go and find where that man is, so I can send an army to take him." After a time, the king of Syria heard that Elisha was staying in Dothan. He sent out a great army with horses and chariots, who came by night and stood in a ring all around the city, ready to seize the prophet. In the morning, the prophet's helper got up and saw the city surrounded by men who with swords and spears. He called Elisha and asked him, "Master, what shall we do?" "Fear not," answered Elisha. "There are more men on our side than on theirs." Elisha prayed to the Lord, saying, "O Lord, open the eyes of this young man and let him see who are with us." Then the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw what other men could not see. The mountain on which the city stood was covered with horses and chariots of fire, sent by the Lord to keep his prophet safe. But this the Syrians could not see, and they came up to the gates of the city to take Elisha. Then Elisha prayed to the Lord, saying, "Lord, make these men blind for a little while." A mist came over the eyes of the Syrians, and they could not see clearly. Elisha went out to them and said, "This is not the right city, but I will show you the way. Follow me." Elisha led them from Dothan to Samaria, inside the walls of the city, where the army of Israel stood all around them. Then Elisha prayed, "O Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see." And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw the walls of Samaria and the army all around them. The king of Israel was glad to have his enemies in his power, and said to Elisha, "Shall I kill them?" Elisha said to him, "You shall not kill them. Would you kill helpless men you had taken as prisoners? Give them bread to eat and water to drink, and send them home to their master." So Instead of killing the Syrian soldiers or holding them as prisoners, the king of Israel set plenty of food before them and gave them all they needed. Then he sent them home to their master, the king of Syria. It was a long time before the Syrian armies came back to the land of Israel. And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to our discussion questions. Number 1, how useful was Elisha to the king of Israel? How useful was Elisha to the king of Israel? Number 2, how did Elisha know what the Syrians were going to do? How did Elisha know what the Syrians were going to do? Number 3, what did the king of Syria try to do to Elisha? What did the king of Syria try to do to Elisha? How did God protected him? That was the second part of question number 3. How did God protected him? Number 4, how did Elisha win over the Syrian? Last question, how did Elisha win over the Syrian? And that was the end of our 145 story. And I wanted to thank you again for being there, listening, viewing, and sharing. You're welcome to share any of those videos with your loved ones and discuss them. So until we meet again, may God bless us all. In His name, Amen.